You probably heard about concerns about screen time, but what if it's not all that bad? A new article suggests kids may be turning to the internet as ways to explore and connect in ways that they really can't do in real life.
I'm going to have to hear from the doctor about this.
Yeah, not us.
Here to talk more about this is 9 News parenting expert, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler. So I'm not going to have our viewing audience do a complete read of this article right now. We don't have time for the reading assignment, but I can ask you to break it down and summarize what it's all about.
Yeah, well, I loved this article because what it pointed out was that no matter what, kids have a desire to be creative and autonomous and independent, right? No matter what environment they're growing up in, that's just natural. And so what the article was pointing out is, as we've talked about so many times, kids are spending so much less time outside.
Yeah.
Their time is so structured. They don't have a lot of time to be bored and then for creative. And so they're taking that natural tendency and they're just doing those things online. And so one of the points was, what do we do to help them be able to do that in their online world with guardrails so that they do get to express themselves and get that autonomy. When I say autonomy, I want to define that. That means autonomy means I have my own thoughts and opinions, and hopefully you as my parent can respect or at least acknowledge them, right? So independence means I physically want to go and do other things on my own, but autonomy just means oh, you like that music? I like this music. You follow this person? I follow this person. And so that they're doing it there, and how can parents support that?
And also form their own opinion. It's kind of what it sounds like. A lot of parents also put some strict conditions when it comes to, hey, you can only be on the iPad for an hour, 30 minutes. Should parents start to be less strict when it comes to these devices and just being on the screen a lot?
Well, no.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think when they talk about guardrails, all right, my takeaway from the article, it's funny, people take different things away. Mine was just the light bulb sort of went off that yes, we look at screens as so many negative outcomes, but what if we at least opened up our minds to there is creativity happening there, there is autonomy and independence and growth that's happening there simply because in real life just exists less. My first takeaway still is, how do we get more in real life?
Yeah.
How do we get kids in the dirt and feeling grass and getting outside? That's still priority number one. However, if we're living in the world that we're living in where they're online more, what can we do to sort of not make it always the enemy? And where can we set them up to be oh, you're really curious about building things or art. Here's some, great safe places or apps or just different ways that maybe they can actually get that outlet there without us being so concerned about all the other things, which mainly really exist in social media spaces.
Yes.
Can I ask you a real question this morning?
Yes.
So we know kids can get positives out of being online. There are some positives to be found in this digital world, but we also know there's a whole lot of bads, let's say. So here's the scenario, doctor.
Give it to me.
Here's the scenario. If you had the option to rid the world of phones and kids didn't have them at all, or keep them in their lives, what would you choose at this point?
Forever? All
Forever
of
and ever. Moving forward, we're going to get rid of the phones. We'll never have to deal with phones again. Or is there a reason that you would keep them around moving forward?
This is a great question I've ever heard.
know.
And I'm going to go with rid them.
You're going to get rid of them?
I would rid them.
Yes.
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 That's what I would do.
I would love to get rid. You know what's crazy? I'll watch a baseball game with my kids now. On the big, it's not the greatest TV on earth, but it's okay.
Yeah.
The game looks just fine, but they can't just watch. They have to watch their phone and the game.
Yeah.
They're down here and then they're up here.
Yeah,
My
me too.
goodness.
Yes.
You too?
I can be in 2 places at once.
And you're
Can
scrolling.
be.
You might even be shopping.
Yeah.
And something's going on. Yeah, I think it just has done too much for our social, emotional health, mental health, even physical health. I'd say if I had to go all or nothing, I'd go nothing.
I was very happy to hear you say that. I wasn't sure how you were going to answer that question. Glad to have you on the show this
Yes,
morning.
thank you
Some
so
great
much, Dr.
topics for
Ziegler.
sure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely.